Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm to Table Show Morning Edition. All right. Well, welcome back to the Farm to Table Show. Today we're talking about why are so many leaving the city behind? People want to know what's going on. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But anyway, that's what we're talking about. Good morning to everyone, especially my morning crew. Sorry again that this is Memorex Ryan. The work schedule this week is, well, rather brutal. So I'm having to be in a little bit early, and that's okay. Gotta go make the money and everything. But what that means is I don't get to enjoy the chat with y'all guys and get to hang out. But I still want y'all guys to continue the chat, continue to be in there, welcome in anybody else that's listening, and help get the word out about our new channel. This is a reminder that we have launched a new channel, and it is the Farm to Table Show. We've taken the word direct out. Again, we are continuing to simulcast over there currently, but all videos are being uploaded or posted onto the new channel, the Farm2Table, the number 2 Table Show. So if you haven't already switched over, please do. Please move over and subscribe to the new channel and start watching there. We still have a huge amount more watching on the other channel, which is to be expected. It's got more. It's not brand new. But anyway, the more help we can get and share the word, spread the word to everybody, and help us out with that. So anyway, that is that. As far as that, we'll get into it. There are some videos up. We've got several up. I think there's 4 videos up now from Okie Homestead Expo 2025 and the interviews we did there. One of those that is currently up, the most current, we will talk about here shortly. And in fact, it's kind of leading right into what we're going to talk about on the homestead hacks. So let's get started with this, everybody. Since it's not live, I can't do the redneck weather report, so I encourage you going over to Dyer Family Farm and see Jack with the redneck weather report. Great channel, great report, and Lord willing, I'll be able to be back live with us soon, and not so much of the recorded. We'll see what the work schedule has. But anyway, meanwhile, homestead hacks. Now, if you've gone over and watched the videos that are out on the new channel, this may not be a brand new thing, but I'm going to get this open right here. There it is. Okay. Clyde's garden planter. That is our homestead hack for the day. Now, the video came out last night where we sat down with Clyde and interviewed him at Okie Expo, and he really broke this thing down. Something serious. It's totally a cool chart. I encourage you to go over there and watch that video so that the creator of this planner can walk you through this more in depth, more direct than I can. It has, as you can see on this side, a spring and fall gardening planner. Now, I will give you the basic rundown. See if I can get my hands in the right place here. Basically, you move, you move this over to about where your first frost is, depending on where you live. There's a calendar at the top. You got the red line coming down right here. You move that over. And then it's going to give stuff. There's going to be information like when you should have started indoors, when the first planting is, and when you can expect to yield. And that happens on we do the reverse for fall and spring garden planter. It also talks about companion plants. It'll give a rundown like onions, peas, spinach, cabbage, cauliflower, beets, radish, turnip, potatoes, broccoli, lettuce leaf, carrots, chard, bush beans, sweet corn, cucumbers, my favorite, summer squash, melons, peppers, tomatoes, okra, and pumpkins are what it kind of gives you. And there's a handy-dandy little legend or guide down here on the bottom. Again, it does natural companions to each other. So you can slide this across. I'm going to show you. Slide these natural companions over, and it'll tell you the natural companions for some of these things right here. See, gives you the natural companions. Yeah, it is right here. Natural companions to what's there. Boy, learning how to move your hands backwards. Weathermen got it going on. Anyway, this is just the coolest little tool. It is made in the USA right there. Clyde talks with us about this, and what I'm going to share right now is the link where you can go and get Clyde's vegetable planting chart. As you see, their planner. These are available. I think they're around $8. Um, and they're just a cool little tool. I wished I'd have had this a long time ago. Saves a lot of work. So this is a hack. Get a hold of this thing. Now I get nothing. Okay, we are not currently affiliated in that sense. Um, we may, it's an Amazon thing. We may, as Keith is an affiliate marketer with Amazon, we may include the link to this in the other video. I'm not sure, but he didn't tell me he did it. So right now, go to ClydesVegetablePlantingChart.com and you can order that direct. And it is just the handiest tool. And it even comes with instructions. Comes in the pack with its own set of instructions that'll teach you how to do this. So I'm going to slide that back in there because this is my personal copy. So I'm going to set that over there. Now, the really cool thing is we've already given one away to a friend. I'm sorry, I'm a little sideways over here. See this? See what this is? What is that? That is several. I think I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Hang on. Move that over there. That is one. That's something else he gave me. So got to sort all this mess out. My desk over here, if you want to call it that, is a mess. I've got 4. See that? 4 of those? Okay. This is going to be an upcoming giveaway. Keith and I are still kind of working through the details of what we're going to do there to give these away. It may happen really, really soon, or it may happen at the Nawada New Beginnings Expo coming up. But anyway, for now, you can go out to ClydesVegetablePlantingChart.com and we will send you over there if you want to get a copy of that. If you want to hang out with it and wait for one of ours, we will be giving them away very soon. I teased it yesterday and just a little bit of show and tell here of what's going to be given away very, very soon. So you got to stay tuned. But listen, we got to get people over. We got to get the subscriptions up. We got to get all that stuff up to help us out with that. And that's kind of where y'all guys come in. So anyway, that is the homestead hack for today. And that is Clyde's Garden Planter. I'm going to take this down for now, and I'll maybe put it back up later. There you go. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's get the ticker back up there. Gotta love the ticker. Anyway, so that is that. Let's move right on in. I hope everybody's took notes on that with the vegetable planting chart, and stay tuned for details on that. Go over and check out the video with Clyde. That's my number one encouragement. Go over and check out the video on the channel. And it's something like I'll Never Garden Without This Again. I believe it's the name on that. And that came out, and it's up on the channel along with 3 other awesome interviews, awesome videos. So please go over and give those videos some love. I'm going to take a little side note before we get started. I read something earlier today. This is a YouTube thing. Like if somebody clicks on a YouTube video and they just click on, click off, and they don't ever start the video and they don't ever watch the video, it may count under starting March 31st. It'll count as a view, but it won't affect the metrics when it comes to monetization and reaching milestones. You got to click on it and let the video run for a while so that it will count against that metric. So just a little algorithm thing that I read earlier on a tech page that I'll share with all of y'all. So anyway, there's that. So you got you another tip. Not even a homestead hack. That's just a tip for all of us YouTubers out there. Anyway, so topic. Why are so many leaving the city behind? The shift towards self-sufficiency. Today, we're going to dive into one of the hottest topics in self-sufficiency and the homestead movement, and that is why so many people are leaving the city behind to embrace a simpler, more sustainable lifestyle. Is homesteading the future, or is it just a trend that will burn out? So let's get into it. Excuse me. Oh, man. A little tickle in the throat, folks. Anyway, just is what it is. The great migration to self sufficiency. Many of you are a part of that shift, and many of you have realized, those who have been around, there's been a major shift happening. More and more people are ditching urban life for rural homesteading. Much like our friend, several of the people we know in the homestead world that have done that, including the people we just interviewed, the Crakes, where we talked about, we interviewed them at Expo, and there's an awesome family that's Homestead now, and you can check them out. But anyway, more important people, across the country, individuals, families are moving to rural properties, embracing the hard work of self-sufficiency. They're learning skills like gardening, food preservation, and even sustainable construction. In other words, building their own stuff, making things that'll last, getting busy with that, all in an effort to live more independently. This movement isn't just about growing food, it's about changing lifestyles and priorities. And I think, it's evidenced. We just had the Okie Homestead Expo, and there was a bunch more cars and a bunch more people and a lot of first time people there, first time vendors and first time attendees. So more and more people are getting behind this, and it is a big shift. Because I think people are waking up to the fact that, things are a little bit, shaky in the supply chain, and I was just reading about the fertilizer stuff and the Russia deal, and how that may or may not affect Americans. I don't think it's going to, according to what I've been reading. So we'll see. But people are, things are going on. People want to know where their food's coming from, and we should. And people are getting into that, and that's creating this migration. But now listen. Food security and the backyard chicken boom. Now, a lot of us know about that. The gateway drug to homesteading right there is the old chicken, the backyard chicken. And there has been a boom, and this movement that's been driven by the rising price of eggs. Even now, we're hearing about the possibility the USDA is talking about importing eggs from other countries to help meet the shortfall because of the mass culling of chickens that we've talked about before. So, with those rising prices and with all those things, more people are turning to raising their own hens. But there are challenges with that. Now, some of us that live more rural, maybe we've been doing this a while or we haven't. I haven't started the chickens yet because, well, honestly, I don't have a safe place to keep them yet. Part of that infrastructure I have to do. But many are facing challenges with local regulations. Often makes it tough for folks to keep chickens. Now, even though it can help with food security, we see this in the cities, even here in Oklahoma and Arkansas, HOAs and city regulation stuff, the number type of birds. So there are stuff, and people are pushing back on that, and it's led for a push for policy changes that support home-based food production. Now, we're very fortunate here where we live that we actually have a lot of opportunities for that without a lot of interference. But many places it is more of a challenge. But we have learned there's workarounds, and you can do this anywhere. Uh, anyway, with grocery costs climbing, oh yeah, oh yeah, grocery costs have definitely climbed, and I don't know that they're going to go back down, but we'll see. And there's also apparent issues becoming more apparent with the issues with the supply chain. There's a desire to take control of food sources, and that desire is growing stronger. People want to know where it's coming from. They want to know they're going to have it when they need it. They are willing to step off into a brave new world, that being homesteading or sustainable living. Um, so let's move into the reality of homesteading, and is it sustainable? Now, we ask this question a lot as we get down through there, and so we're going to continue on and we're going to answer some more of this question right here about that. But first, let's be real. Homesteading isn't for everyone, and that's okay. You understand? It's okay if leaving town and buying acreage and going off grid. Not everybody's going to do that. But here's the thing: those people, y'all can make changes just simply by cooking more at home. That was one that Zach Bauer shared with us. Cook more at home, cook meals. I can't wait. I've got to get my kitchen done. I mean, it really seems like roadblock after roadblock. I got to get it done so we can start cooking at home. Be healthier. It's going to save us money, all those things. Okay. So it's not for everyone. But if you can participate in the local system, like we've talked about before, you're making a change. But anyway, in the meantime, many people who jump in head first soon realize just how much work it takes. The Pinterest videos and stuff and the articles make this look just great and wonderful, and it can be. And they make it look easy. And with time and systems, it can get easier. But let's face it, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. Tending to animals, if you have animals, raising gardens, taking care of that, the process. There is work and effort, but you get the rewards of that work and effort constantly. So I mean that it's worth it. Some find the lifestyle isolating. And that's why these events like we just came back from and more that we're going to, when there's events, co-ops, things like that, to get involved, to get around other people, it helps reduce that. Make some friends nearby, neighbors that do the same thing, so y'all can work together on projects. But it can be isolating, and others struggle with the physical demands. Okay, if you've not done hard labor, or if you've not had to get out and do these things, it is work, and um, I got a lazy bone, or I got a, office bone, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. There's days I don't want to do it. I don't want to get up and work on projects. I come home after a day at my job. I don't feel like it. And I can understand that, and people got to be real about themselves. You've got to make yourself go even when you don't want to, because that's the cost. That's the reward. That's the deal you made, when you get animals or you jump in. But it does, a lot of people do struggle with it. And the idea of self-sufficiency sounds great, and it is great. But the reality is that it requires dedication, it requires learning, and it requires perseverance, not quitting. That was one of the things we were given. Don't quit. That was a piece of advice this last weekend. Don't give up. And, you got to be dedicated. But it is still a great way. Now, self-sufficiency, like I said, doesn't always mean leaving town. But that's why people are doing it. Anyway, you got to find a balance. You don't want to have to go completely off grid. And you don't have to go completely off grid to benefit from self-sufficiency. Small steps: grow some of your own food, maybe keep a few chickens, or even preserving locally sourced produce. Okay, going to the farmers markets, things like that, going to the good stores where you're getting healthy food, and going through preservation methods, whether it's fermentation, whether it's canning, dehydrating, freeze drying. I mean, there's all levels of preservation. Okay, and these make significant impacts, on people. This is it's little baby steps, but it's taking those first steps. We've talked about this a lot the last few days, and we're going to continue to push this because, people are leaving the city behind for the fact that they want more. They want more control of their situation. They want to be able to get away from the craziness, bright lights to country nights, and I mean, that's what they're doing. I always joke around. It's like going from Times Square to Green Acres. That's aging myself, by the way, for an old show, dating myself a little bit. But you know, let's look at the realities. So there is a great migration. There is a major shift in mindset, and that's where a lot of it is. There's a major shift in the mindset of people wanting to be more self-sufficient, people wanting to learn skills, old skills, lost skills, okay? They want to change their priorities. Food security is a big thing, and that's what it's all about. And, of course, raising chickens, the backyard chickens, the price of eggs, et cetera, driving that. The desire to take control of food sources is growing stronger, and that's what's pushing this. But the reality is, it's hard work at times. But even small steps can make a significant impact. So that's the recap back on those three points, or those three things. Now, here's where y'all guys come in. What do y'all think? Is homesteading the future? or is it just a passing trend? We ask that question a lot of experts. We ask it of other YouTube channels we talk to. It's an ongoing question because we want to get the keep our finger on the pulse of things going on and get opinion on that. And we want your opinion. So leave it in the comments, leave it in the, y'all chat guys, have this chat with yourself going back and forth over there. Hopefully Keith is in and is rocking and rolling with y'all in that. But anyway, um, you know, and how many of you there? I know plenty of you are already making those moves or you've made those moves, but if you're making moves towards self-sufficiency, um, you know, like you've just started or there's a new thing you're doing, put it in the comments. Share it with us, okay? Because we'd like to know, And if you're just starting on the self-sufficiency journey, okay, if you're just now starting, stick with us, okay? Stick with us here. Stick with the community. Stick with, the movement. Stick with what you're doing. But mainly, you know what? Right now, stick with the Farm to Table Show because we got plenty of tips, tricks, and expert interviews coming your way. There's a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to be releasing all the rest of these videos. We're going to be setting up some interviews. We're also working on some other projects. But of course, the morning show will be here each and every day, Monday through Friday, be it live or recorded. But the live chat will always be there. So as long as we're doing this. So, get out and, get more self-sufficient. And if you know somebody that's thinking about it, encourage them, talk to them, help them, teach them. For those who already know, that's the only way we're going to get this. It's not the only way, but it's going to keep the momentum going. I don't think anybody wants to see this momentum dry. I think everybody wants this to continue to grow. I know Keith and I see this as the solution to the problems not only here in America but around the world. If people will begin to garden again, people will begin to raise backyard chickens or backyard flocks. Those who can farm or get a few acres and start farming, get after it. I stat 40%. Get this, 40% of the food produced post World War II and during World War II in what they called victory gardens, okay, which was people in their backyards raising gardens and communities and things of that nature. 40% of the produce in this country was produced in backyard gardens, not even 100 years ago, okay? I mean, when you stop and think about that one, 80 years ago. 80 years ago in this country, 40% of all produce feeding America was produced in backyard gardens. That ought to tell you something of where the shift has happened and why we should get back to it. So that's why I think people are leaving the city. That's why I think they're looking for a different way. That's why we're seeing these things. That's why we're seeing this migration from certain states, certain cities. People are getting out, and that's okay. We need to welcome them, embrace them, teach them, help them. Okay, so that's that for today on that. So moving right along. Again, please leave everything in comments or in chat. I don't get to see the chat later, so comments really matter today. Hit that, Anyway, tip or quote of the day. Today is another quote. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. And that's from John Maxwell, life coach type person. But anyway, great advice there. We've got to change things if you want something different. And the secret is found in the daily routine and doing the little things well. So take that and apply that. Well, folks, that is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table. No, it's not. Ha! Gotcha. Upcoming events. I always forget. I'm going to have to put me a little note in my main sheet here so I remember to go over and get this thing. Sorry, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Forgive me. Anyway, upcoming events this Saturday, March 29th, the Arkansas Homesteading Conference, Cleveland County Fairgrounds in Rising, Arkansas. Unless something's changed, I know our good friend Robbie with the Wild Huckleberry is planning to be there. And I'm sure there'll be others in the Arkansas homestead community there. A lot of good information, good teaching. So if you're in and around or close by, want to make a trip, that'll be a good single day event there in Rising. April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo at Trinity Church in Nowata, Oklahoma. Chris Reeves, the pastor there, is putting this on. Keith and I have been asked to speak, and we are going to be speaking on the self-reliance scale. I do have the up-to-date list. I don't have it where I can get to it. I don't think, actually, I might. I just know I don't have it where I can show y'all. But we can sure do a quick peek right fast. Let's see, where are we going? Okay. Keith and I, self-reliance scale. Chef Hillary Camplain, how to host farm-to-table events. Deborah Baldwin, sourdough bread and starters. TNT Homestead. Terry Gerard, off-grid living. That sounds interesting. Waylon Smalley, no-till deep mulching. That's important. Lorraine Shehawk, our good friend Lorraine, rainwater catchment. Let's see. Restoration Farm, Stuart and Ashley Klaus about rotational grazing. That'll be interesting. Red Feather Farms, Sarah Allen, Women's Natural Health. Sarah is Dwayne Hall's apprentice, so she'll be sharing some stuff there. Clover Patch Homestead, Robbie Moreland, medicinal herb teas. Interesting. The Pharmacy, Barn to Table, Bridget Nichols, about marketing your homestead and using AI to do it. Ragtag Resilience, Amanda Hoka, Urban Farming, Stacy Sparwasser, Wheat Berries and Milled Flour. Let's see. Red Feather Farms, Dwayne Hall, Goat and Sheep Management. The dude's an expert in that. Crafty Joe Creations about high tunnels, and Grammy Jam. I like that, Grammy Jam. Cool name. Canning. And then to wrap the day up, there will be a homestead panel with Dwayne Hall, Bridget Nichols, Restoration Farms, TNT Homestead, and Clover Patch Homestead sitting on a speakers panel to wrap the day out. We will be getting this posted out and getting this shared more, but I wanted to break it down while I could, and I think we're going to try to have Chris on at some point in time to talk more about it here in the next week or two. Probably next week sometime, maybe, if we can get the schedules to line up. Anyway, so that was that. The Shindig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th to 26th, Newton County Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. That same weekend, April 25th and 26th, the busiest weekend in the Homestead community, there is the Homestead Conference in Waco, Texas. Has an incredible lineup. I encourage you to go check that out, especially if you're in the Texas area. Go to somewhere in Texas. It's worth the drive, worth the price. That same weekend, April 26th, Homesteading and Outdoor Expo, the barn at Oleander in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So something good for our East Coast Florida friends. Now, that same weekend, many of the people here will be at the 10 Killer YouTube meetup, April 25th to the 27th at Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma, at the Cherokee Landing State Park Creek Shelter. Again, RSVP. They want an RSVP if you're going to be there one day or all days. 10 Killer YT meetup at gmail.com. That is the 10 Killer YT meetup at gmail.com. Now, just a couple weeks later, the Mid-America YouTube meetup at Lake Eufaula State Park, the Deep Fort Campground Pavilion, and that's also where the Nature Center is at, May 16th to the 18th. MT Homestead is the host of that. You can reach them at mthomesteadok at gmail.com for any questions and that type of thing. May 17th, the 5th annual Shed, Sneed, I don't know. Farm, I'm reading it. I wrote it. It's terrible. Farm Homestead Festival, May 17th, Garland, Kansas. That's coming up. And of course, starting off in June, we've got the Homestead Festival. That's a big one. The Homestead Festival, June 6th and 7th, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. That's Rory Feek's big event. Same thing. A lot of great speakers. So in June as well, Modern Homesteading Conference, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 27th through the 28th. You can check that out at modernhomesteading.com if you happen to be out in the western area of the country. So now I'm going to stop right there because the rest of those are September and October way out. We got a little time to announce those, and we'll get into them soon. But anyway, that is a wrap now. Now it's a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show, morning edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button, give it the old thumbs up. Okay. Get a load of this one. Where are we at? Share it. That's a huge one. Get it shared. Get the word out about the new channel. Share the episodes. Share with your friends. If you're not already subscribed to our channels, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. All right. Remember, we are hashtag stronger together. And I will also throw in hashtag think outside the big box store, shop local. That's one of our new ones that's running around. Our friend Jack Dyer and us tagged that up. Jack, if you're watching, I'm remembering it. Uh, anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. Hey, I said that already. See, that's what happens when I ad lib something. I get all whacked out. Y'all can laugh now. Golf clap for Ryan. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all had a good day. Hope you all enjoyed this. Anyway, be a blessing to someone today. I'm telling you already, I don't know Friday's schedule yet. I know where I'm going. I just don't know what time I'm leaving. I'm praying. Y'all pray for me that we're able to be here live Friday morning. It'd be nice to bookend the week with a live episode. But anyway, be a blessing to someone today. We will see you all on the other side. Have a great and wonderful Thursday, and we will see you all later. I'm going to hand this over to Hank right now. Let him take us on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.